Good morning or good afternoon, Tigers. Today we'll be watching a video on Quizzette 703. As always, please make sure that you write your last name, comma, first name. Today's date, I'm not going to write the date on the video. You can look at the date on the whiteboard. And today I'm going to say that I'm a green tiger. Go ahead and circle your designated class color. Monday, number 1 and number 2, or number 1 and number 2 for each day is concerning decimals. When you add or subtract decimals, you must line up the decimal place. When you're multiplying or dividing, you do not need to worry about the decimal place until the very end. But when you're adding or subtracting decimals, think about money. Think about how a total comes up on a receipt. Think about how a total comes up on a screen when you go to like Walmart or Target or the grocery store. The decimals are always aligned when you go shopping. So when you're adding or subtracting, the decimals need to be in the same spot. I'm going to go ahead and rewrite number 1 so that I can line up my decimals. So I have 4.698 plus 0.275. And I'm going to add from right to left. I feel like I'm saying that wrong, but you get what I mean. 8 plus 5 is 13. Eight plus 5 is 13, so I'm going to put a 3 there, 1 up here. 9 plus 1 is 10. 10 plus 7 is 17. 6 plus 1 is 7. 7 plus 2 is 9. Bring that decimal place down in the same spot. 4 plus 0 is 4. So your answer should be 4.973. I'm going to go ahead and challenge you and encourage you to go ahead on number 2. I go a little slow. Try to see if you can beat me and see if our answers match. So the second one is 4.838. Actually, I want my decimals to go from the bigger value to the smaller value. So I'm going to rewrite that. So we have 6.054 plus 4.838. It's not wrong if you did it the other way. I just like it a certain way. So 4 plus 8 is 12. Carry the 1. 5 plus 1 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. 0 plus 8 is 8. 6 plus 4 is 10. So your answer should be 10.892. 10.892. As always, please make sure that you box your answers. Pretty soon it's going to get to the point where I don't let you give yourself a check if you don't box your answers. Moving on to number 3. Number 3, you have to model with mathematics. You have to model on the number line what they're asking you. So please pay very close attention. The very first step is to read the expression given to you. And the expression given to you is 4 plus negative 3. The first number is your starting point. And your first number is what number? Your first number is 4. So you're going to go to the number line and you're going to plot at 4. So that's your first point. Then it's telling you to go in the positive direction. And the positive direction is to the right of the number line. But you don't know how many to go right. You don't know how many units. Then if you look closely inside the parentheses, you have a negative right there. The negative is telling you to go the opposite direction, which is left. So you're going to go left however many units it tells you. 2. So you're going to go left 2 units. Because you're going in the negative direction 2. So you're going to go from this point, 4, you're going to go 1, 2. Now what is your new number? You should circle it. That new number, I know it's hard to see, but it's actually positive 2. So your answer is positive 2. Now you have to know how to do it graphically on a vertical line. This is a vertical line. And I'm sorry, this is a horizontal line. You're going to have to know how to do it on a horizontal line and a vertical line. A vertical line is like this. Okay, you're going to have to know that too. Go ahead and write this down. You're going to have to know how to do it on this too. And in Miss Lemus's class, I think this week and next week, you're going to be learning about longitude and latitude and plotting points. This has everything to do with that as well. You're going to have to know how to graph on a horizontal line and on a vertical line. Now we can check our answers by just using plain math. Just rewrite it. 4 plus negative 2. Think about it. If you have $4 and you take away 2 of them, how many do you have left? 2. So it checks out. If the number is positive, you do not have to write a positive in front of it. It's implied when you just write it 2. So 2 and positive 2 is the same thing. Now, if a number is negative, you always have to write the negative sign in front of it. I'm going to be reinforcing this all week. I just wanted to spend a lot of time on number 3 because a lot of you are going to get these wrong if you don't pay attention. Number 4 and 5. Those straight bars mean absolute value. Straight bars are absolute values. I had a friend this week text me a problem because she's going back to college and she has to start from the very beginning of math, and they were teaching expressions on absolute value, and they try to trick the college students by doing this. They put this bracket. Don't write this down. I just want to show you. They put that bracket, and my friend thought that meant absolute value. Those brackets do not mean absolute value. Those brackets are just fancy parentheses. Absolute value is always, always, always written like this. Absolute value is always written with straight lines, nothing coming out of them, like that. What absolute value means is just the distance that number is away from 0. Absolute value can never be negative. Absolute value can never be positive. Absolute value is just the number itself. So look at the number itself. What number do you see inside that absolute value? I know you don't see 7. I know you don't see 8. Just look at the actual number. The actual number is 4. So remember, absolute value is not positive. Absolute value is not negative. Absolute value is just the distance away. That number is from the center of the number line. And the center of the number line is always 0. So the absolute value of -4 is just 4. The absolute value of 3 is just 3. Look at number 5. The absolute value of 5 is just 5. The absolute value of -5 is just 5. It's just the number without the sign, because that's how far away it is from 0. Now we have to see if it's less than, greater than, or equal to. I don't know about you, but I still get confused when it comes to greater than, less than, or equal to all the time. And I've taken 20-something math classes, but I can't help it. They always confuse me. So this is a trick that I learned in college. I didn't even learn this in middle school or high school. It would have helped me so much. When you write greater than, you write it like this. That little inequality right there represents greater than. Now when you write less than, you write it like this. And when the inequality is facing the opposite direction, that means less than. And obviously equal to, you already know what equal means. I don't have to come up with a fancy trick for that one. All right, now let's read this. Number 4. The absolute value of 4 is blank than 3. I don't know about you, but I know for a fact that when I'm thinking about money, $4 is greater than $3. And now if I look at number 5, 5 is blank than 5. If I'm thinking mathematically or money-wise, 5 is always going to be equal to 5. That's what you're doing every day. You're just getting the number out of the absolute value, and then you're going to see if they're greater than, less than, or equal to. All right, Tigers, I hope you have a great week. If you have questions, make sure to raise your hand. Don't talk to your groups. I'm also going to be giving you math notes at some point today, if not tomorrow, so you'll be able to reference your notes if you need help on the Quizzette. Have a great day. See you soon.